The stage is set for this year's SEC Championship game. Welcome back, everybody, to the Red Wolves Dynasty. In our second season here in the SEC Conference, we have gone 9-0 during the regular season and will match up with the Georgia Bulldogs. The SEC crown is on the line, along with the first round bye in the college football playoff. This series began back in the Sun Belt, where we won the conference championship in year 3. 2 years later, now in the American Conference, we'd win that title. And now in Season 2 of the SEC Conference era in the Red Wolves Dynasty, we try to win our third conference title. I gave us a tougher non-conference schedule facing Notre Dame and Oregon in the first 3 weeks, because I knew our SEC schedule might be a bit easier this season. We did have some interesting games. I thought the most fun stretch was this Arkansas, Oklahoma, LSU trio. And then last episode, we played through 4 games in a row, with the matchup against Tennessee being pretty entertaining and us coming out on top by 12. I felt like we got better as the season went on this year. We didn't seem like a championship caliber team in the first 6 weeks or so. We got a big win against Notre Dame, but the offense wasn't really clicking the way it needed to. And I've liked the way it's come together around quarterback Gerald Ogletree now for the second half of the year. His yards per game went down this season. Yards per attempt went up. Completion percentage has stayed the same to this point. And we've seen more of the multi-touchdown games these last 6 weeks versus the start of the year where things were just not quite right. Star running back Ron Best had his breakout this year, and had he been healthy down the stretch, he could have finished among the top 10 running backs in the regular season. He had creeped into the top 10 before a rough 3-game stretch occurred. He got hurt early in the Tennessee game and wasn't 100% for Vanderbilt, so I made sure to rest him so he'd be ready for the Bulldogs. Akeem Madden has 12 touchdowns this year to go with 675 receiving yards. The senior came back. I felt like we've used him pretty well this season. He has more catches than he did a year ago. Definitely getting him the ball on shorter completions this season, and it's a career high in touchdowns. Sean Coates, Pierre Shembo, Kenneth Agood. I've enjoyed the receiver trio this season. Coates definitely a fun surprise, and then Pierre Shembo has really come on strong in recent weeks. I'm interested in making Iosefa Asiasi the number 4 receiver after what we saw last episode. He's not the most dynamic player, but he does get open. He's a good route runner, and I think that he might be a little bit better than Christian Fine in certain roles. I like this team's defense as well. We have a new sack leader in Keenan Berry, who's coming off an episode that really highlighted his ability to take over a game. 9.5 sacks, Jeffrey Brazil sitting at 7. Not the elite season he had as a freshman, oddly enough. Mafe and Gadeke are 3rd and 4th in sacks. And this secondary, I think, has done a pretty good job putting themselves into playmaking positions. I've been very impressed with Khaled Wilkins, Tymon Hills, especially down the field. And then I was cautious playing top cornerback Emmett Paul last episode when he got banged up in the Tennessee game. So now he should be 100% as the secondary's at full strength again. Here are the Georgia Bulldogs, one of the top rosters in the country, always one of the best recruiting teams. Cameron Snyder, the All-American corner, is their number 1 player. He's a 97. Kevin Revis, ton of abilities, 96 overall linebacker. LaMarcus Wiley is another elite cornerback. This is not a secondary we can play around with. We have become more of a rushing team this season, at least more of a run-first emphasis to the offense. They're really good in the secondary. 3 standout linebackers are here. I'm sure they're going to be competitive in the trenches, but it doesn't seem to be the strength of this roster. And hopefully up front we can establish the running game because we're probably going to need it. The quarterback is Hakeem Pakulak. I know we have definitely played against him before. He has 96 touchdowns in the last 2 seasons. Likely will reach 100 before this season's over. Richard Angulo. Yes, I remember him. I remember their top receiver last season graduating. He's not on the roster anymore. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but their receiver situation is kind of comparable to us. Maybe not a standout guy. So we'll see how well they compete against our secondary. Quincy Rudder is the #1 guy and best route runner. At tight end, Sateki Tamopenu might be one of their better pass game options. A good athlete, good route runner, and good tight ends are just tough to contain in general. The offensive line for the Dogs, very solid. I do see one major injury to Alfonso Bowles, who's one of their best guys. And maybe we can get some interior rush then with their top guard out. I am going to spend some of these coachability points and get to Tier 3 on passing game. And I think that Tier 4 might also be very valuable when you talk about the postseason and getting off to good starts. Icy veins. Now for the veteran quarterback Gerald Ogletree. And I'm buying Portal King for running backs. Remember that Georgia are the defending national champions, defeating Miami last year in the title game. The last time we faced Georgia was late last year, a game we won 31-21. And now we try to take them down again to claim the SEC crown. We're trying to add that trophy today to our trophy case. Welcome back to the postseason, everybody. The Red Wolves again competing for titles late in the year. We should expect both teams to go to the college football playoff, but this game determines who gets the first round bye and who's going to have to go compete in the first round instead. Should be a great game. You've got undefeated Georgia and one-loss Arkansas State. And this is essentially a home game for Georgia, by the way, playing this in Atlanta. We're putting our defense on the field to begin, and we are underway in the SEC Championship. It's taken from 1 yard deep and attempting to bounce it out. Tackle made at the 16-yard line. They're saying we need to win the perimeter. Cornerbacks and safeties must stay physical. Pakulak out of the shotgun as he's got a receiver coming across the field now, and it's a screen to the outside. That is Quincy Rudder on the catch, a gain of 3. A quick throw again, this time to the tight end. We're ready for it. 3rd down and 6. Blitz coming, pass into coverage is complete. I think both teams ran a good play there. They just executed. Tried to send a blitz there and didn't get the quick pressure, unfortunately. This pass is nearly intercepted through the hands of Andre Adeyemi. I like seeing the tight coverage, but we have to capitalize in those spots. Throwing over the middle, again beating the blitz. The pass is caught by Ty Weaver. Going single high this time as they bring a receiver across. And Pakulak again throwing complete. Tamopenu on the catch. Play action and looking downfield. This one is hauled in. At the 23, Clarence Higdon. That pocket was condensing. Pakulak just stands in and delivers a big downfield pass. This is what an undefeated team can do. Georgia again brings the receiver across. That's wide open. A big breakdown leads to a Bulldog touchdown. I'm really curious what happened here because we were playing cover 1 man. This wasn't like a zone coverage bust. Tymon Hills must have just stayed here on the inside receiver and no one came out with the receiver in motion. It'll never get easier than that. We've talked about this for so many postseason games. We've got to get off to good starts, especially when Georgia puts together a drive as good as that one was. One of the standout plays has to be Adeyemi's dropped interception. If you can get a turnover or two in this game, it can completely turn the tide. Miles Allen in motion. We're going to get started and welcome back to Ron Best. Nice extra effort at the end. He should be fresh after essentially 2 games off. On the carry, Best again falls ahead. He gets 4. This is a keeper. Sticking with Ogletree, a gain of 4. Everything on the ground so far, and here is a first down pickup for Ron Best. Now we motion him out. Our first throw is a screen, and we had a chance, guys. Let's put him out in the slot now. Ron Best, a receiver. Essentially a bubble screen. Good move, and he nears midfield. Durham checks in. Best busy on the first handful of plays. And now looking to throw. It is out and caught by Pierre Shembo. On the carry, Ruggins. And here's some daylight. He's up to the Georgia 30. Committing more to the box this time. And we get Ogletree on the move. And it's almost a disastrous play. 3rd and 1. Best gets us the conversion. I think the goal is to try to get good yards on first down, and if we're going to be a little bit more aggressive or at least consider it, try to get into second and manageable. Here is a first down throw. We're going to get Madden. Not much, but we're just trying to stack positive plays. 2nd down. Shembo at the 10 makes the grab. Connor Flood out right now, so our weakest starting position is center. And Oliver Sanders appears to be going in for his spot now, at least for the time being. Ruggins, the running back, and it's a loss. Wish that was more of a triple option, and we could have had Ogletree just keep that one and try to make something happen. We bring Coates in a little bit tighter. Stepping up and going down at the 14. 3rd and goal from beyond the 10. Pass is incomplete, and we might have had a good if that came out clean. Field goal try for Jamie Finger. His kick is good. We are on the board. See if the defense can find any answers on this drive. Georgia ball late first quarter following our 15-play drive. A good open field tackle for Wilkins. Setting up the running back in the screen game. And a good move to the outside. This is Richard Angulo. First down. On the carry, Angulo's hit by David Asper, who had a couple good moments in that 4-game stretch last episode. You'd hope a guy could stand out in a 4-game sample, but he doesn't get a lot of snaps. He's going to get a few more today as we try to keep the defensive line a little bit fresh to try and just get more rush throughout the game. Right now it's the 4 main starters in. Quick slants. Don't like them getting the easy ones for free. Setting up a sneak, and Pakulak has it. Throwing on first down from a clean pocket. Pakulak has just 1 incompletion that went off the hands of Adeyemi. Running on Gulo, and that play is made. Elliott Head combined with Jeffrey Brazil. 3 receivers to the right for Georgia. They face 3rd down, and we bring the extra man, and there it is, a sack. Isaiah Harris was in there, but so was David Asper. 3 defensive ends in the game and rushing from the interior. That is David Asper. Good inside move, the quickest way to disrupt the quarterback. And the punt is heading out of bounds at about the 27. So good sequence, good recovery. And it sure looks like our center is banged up right now. Flood is in, but I can't imagine he lasts long if we leave him out there at a high risk of injury. We're going to throw on first down for Akeem Madden. Great coverage. Giving this one to Best, and a good job by Flood as Best dashes for the first down. They're crowding the line this time. Again for Madden. Now he's got some room. That should be 9. 4-man rush. Madden left alone. It is off the mark. Back to the air. Pressure's on. Ball is out. Georgia recovers. And that time they did break through. Just beat around the edge by Alex Parr. And the Bulldogs get the game's first takeaway. They take over at hour 42. This is an option play. Pakulak with a stiff arm. No way. They had the running back in an awkward spot. So I thought we were going to make a nice play there. Huge run for Pakulak. They're at the 31. They chip Barry and slow down the rush. And another missed tackle leads to a red zone trip for the Dogs. On the carry, Angulo, met by Paul. Good tackle. They've been pretty screen heavy, so that's going to impact my play calling the rest of the way. We're going press coverage on 3rd and 3. Sending 5, and the pass is broken up. Time on Hills covering. Georgia off the turnover, adds 3 and goes up a touchdown. 5 minutes to go in the first half. We sweep it. Ron Best making a move upfield and gaining 3. We're going to give it to Best again. Here's a nice run upfield. He's so quick through the line. How do they possibly have a game with 6 carries for 7 yards? He's got the smoothest first 4 yards in the game. We're going to continue to rely on number 21. We give him a rest by putting a Good in the backfield. And here is Ogletree. Nice move. Gerald bounces outside. Here's a big run to the 31. That was dynamic. Who's going to make those special plays today? This is one of them. Could be a TFL. But Ogletree makes that defender look silly, breaks an ankle, and picks us up a huge extra chunk of yardage. Agood stays in. And we're going to set up the screen. He's got room to the outside with blazing speed. Agood to the 5. And knocked out of bounds at the 1. Ruggins the carry. They call it a touchdown. Might have to take a second look. Yeah, I didn't think he got in initially. They're going to make us do it again. 2nd and goal. Ruggins doesn't get there. This is a full yard. Feels risky to try to sneak for a full yard. Ruggins getting it again. Now he loses even more. And it's 4th and goal. Kick team is on. And we kick a short field goal to make it 10-6. I wanted to come away with something on that drive. I feel like our defense, since the opening drive, has been much improved. So we trim the lead to 4. Pakulak, high throw, knocked down. Isaiah Harris covering. Pakulak gives inside. Angulo wrapped up. And that sets up a key 3rd down. I don't want to call a timeout yet. If this is a good play, then obviously we will. Georgia facing 3rd down and 5. Time to throw. That's open. And grabbed by Clarence Higdon. Got to take away the middle of the field. They can throw it down there all day. Pakulak, 50 seconds on the clock. Dogs have 2 timeouts. They bring a receiver across. It's a screen, and Barry makes the tackle. Not really seeing any urgency out of them until now. 40 seconds remaining. Dumped off. They're still not to midfield as they run out of timeouts. Georgia needs 4. Pakulak with time. Sails it! Big break, Arkansas State. And we do have all 3 timeouts. I don't know how aggressive we should really be here. Maybe run a screen or an RPO. Or maybe we can capitalize off a terrible punt. We still have all of our timeouts, so I don't mind a bit of out-of-place play here with this RPO. And we're going to give this one out in space to Pierre Shembo. Good cut to the outside, has the 50 and gets out at the 42. 5 receivers as we go spread out. Buying time. Ogletree will run it ahead, and we should be in field goal range. If we can get somebody one-on-one, though, we might have to take it. Back to pass. 12 seconds left. Rolling out. Throwing very late. 8 seconds left. We're running one more play. And up top, Madden! No flags. There was contact in midair. Jamie Finger on again. And the field goal splits the uprights to make it 10-9. And y'all know my strategy here with 1 second exactly remaining. I kick an onside kick. Because if the kicking team recovers, no time comes off the clock. If the receiving team does, at least 1 second guaranteed has to. So they'll recover the kick. You just can't allow a touchdown. It has worked 1 time for me in the past. I think it might have been the Saints franchise, where I got like an extra Hail Mary chance doing that. But that was a good back and forth first half. We were a lot better after the opening drive. We're running the football. Yards per play, very similar. 1 point separates these teams. Anybody can take it. I know we're going to have to find the end zone, though, in this second half. As we get underway, the Red Wolves do have the ball. Shembo, good catch. 6-yard gain. As we start to emphasize the running game, I've seen a lot of teams either stack the box with their safeties or play the linebackers way down on the line. Here's a run for Best. And trying to make a move. He gets wrapped up with a good pickup. New set of downs and getting on the move. Ogletree for Best. 9-yard gain. That's Best in motion. And the pass caught by Madden. He escapes and gets some extra to the Georgia 42. Seems at minimum they have 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. Here's a screen for Ron Best. The first man misses. Minimal gain. On the carry, we got Ruggins. Got to give Best a breather every now and then. And I think this is potentially a 4-down spot. 3rd down. Pass intercepted. Looking for Best to sit it down there. Yeah, that didn't play out exactly how I thought it would. Picked off by Eric Centeno. I think I saw him here react to Madden. And then thought I was going to maybe get Best. It seemed like it was far away for him to react. So I thought, like, I don't know, he was more committed to it, I guess. That's 2 turnovers for Arkansas State. Georgia has not turned the football over. Good run up the middle for Angulo. Back-to-back runs. They haven't exactly been run-heavy to this point. They have already sneaked for 1 first down. Brazil and Mafe over the center. He's got it. They fake. Pakulak sailing, and a receiver got picked, incomplete. They bring a receiver across. Pakulak in there. Caught by Quincy Ritter. Scoring chance for the Dogs. Angulo to the outside. Has 1 man to beat. And is tackled by Dontre Guyon. That's a shovel pass. And Barry catches the tight end as the play goes for no gain. 3rd down. Big chance for our defense to keep this within reach, but there's plenty of time. And now scrambling, Pakulak looking for a block. Almost got it. And they're sending out the field goal team. Still, the only touchdown of the game came on Georgia's opening possession. 22-yard field goal try. Kick is through. To start this drive, look how much they commit to the line this time. They want to stop Ron Best, and they hold him to 2 yards. This is going to be a screen. We got it to Shembo. He's got a first down pickup. RPOs in these tough games are kind of a necessity for me. This is a play fake. And Madden's, no, he dropped it. Giving the best. Here's some daylight. Safety comes up empty, and he gets the first down. 91 yards on the day for Best. And now 7 in the box. Ogletree on the keeper. To the outside, it's 9 yards. This time on 2nd and short, we got Ruggins rumbling. First down. 3rd quarter winding down. We have a 2nd down and 12. It's lofted now. 2 Dogs in the area, and it's incomplete for Shembo. Another tough 3rd down. Needing 12. Got to get it out. And it's complete. Shy of the sticks. Another field goal try coming up. That's all we've been able to manage so far. And Jamie Finger again makes this a 1-point game. Final play of the quarter as Georgia takes over. And Dallas Brown forces the incompletion. Georgia has a touchdown. We don't. They have not turned the ball over. We have twice. Kind of lucky to be down just 1 right now. Crowding the line on 2nd down. They will run it ahead. Nice job by Mafe. Sending the extra man. Pressure on Pakulak. And the crossbody throw will not get the job done. Good stop. A very rare 3 and out. There has been a lot of kicks in this game. A lot of field goal attempts. Not many 3 and outs. Kind of feels like a turnover. Even though it's not. Kenneth Agood to the 46. So I want to get us in some looks now where if they are over aggressive, we have some different audibles if we want to get to the air. 5 defenders here on the line. We're going to stay with it. And it's going to be Ron Best. Good start. He should be near 100 yards. And then what can you throw at them that you haven't yet? I actually like our look here on the left side. 2nd down and 4. What a one-handed catch by Shembo. The more we utilize him, the better he looks. Best. Goes out, makes the catch in space, and he's still on his feet. What was that, 4 defenders it took to take him down? Ruggins gets the call, and that is a first down. Ruggins has carried 8 times. I want to get him another one. And here's some room. Ruggins ahead to the 10. Best scores on that, without a doubt. I'm trying to make sure we have best at his best this entire game. He returns on 1st and goal, gets the call, and nearly puts it in the end zone. From the 1, sneaking in is Gerald Ogletree. Touchdown, Arkansas State. Now can we get the 2? Best motions out. It's going to be an empty look. And threw it right to a defender. Not great. 18-13. So Georgia could take the lead again if they can find the end zone for the 2nd time today. 7:32 remaining. And this is taken up to the 15, near the 20. I've continued to do some rotation at defensive line to try and get some pressure. It's had its moments. Here is 1st and 10 Dogs. And a throw to the outside. They get a block on Paul and gain 9. A carry for Angulo, and there is Dallas Brown. He seemed to come out of nowhere on that play. 3rd down and 2. They're focusing on the right side. Asper's in the game. It is a run. David Asper gets the stop. 3 TFLs, half a sack for Asper. And he's doing this basically as a D tackle. Another great inside move. That is so huge to have someone step up like this. You know, I felt last episode that Iosefa Asiasi, David Asper, those were 2 guys that stood out on a day where we played the backups that much. 4th down, back to the Red Wolves. And a good drive here, man. Could do wonders. 3 receivers in the game. Running left, Ron Best got 2. That's a fake. No! And they double covered Madden anyway. And it has felt pretty hopeless attempting to go deep on this defense. It's one of the best secondaries in the game. And they can get after the quarterback pretty well as well. And here's Ogletree extending. He's going to run. Looking for blocks, and he just stepped out. We're going to punt it back to the Dogs. That was close. I got to see that again. There wasn't anybody I really wanted to try forcing the ball to in this case. He could go 50-50 on the deep ball. Not the worst plan, but I did see the 3-on-2 here and thought maybe that was our best option. Vernon Randall, who threw a touchdown last episode. That's the perfect kick. That's about as far as it can go and get out of bounds for no return. 4:26 remaining. Angulo straight ahead where he meets Jared Maffei. Under 4 minutes to go in the SEC title game. Pressure forces the dumped off pass. Gain of 6. I've liked us most today in man coverage. I think it's given us our best chances to make plays, and that's what we're going to. 3rd and 3. It's a 5-man rush. Given time. Wide open. Caught by Ty Weaver. David Asper continuing to get some snaps. And the ball's out. Brought in. Under 3 minutes to go. There is a chance it all comes down to this possession. All right, we got a defender following him. It's a fake on 2nd down. Brazil with the hit, and here's a catch and run for Rudder. He's got the 35 as we've hit the 2-minute timeout. Getting in the face of the receivers now. It's 1st and 10. Wide open again. Weaver to the 20. Bulldogs call the timeout. Not really a necessary spot to use one there. I know I have to start thinking about when we're using ours, because this cannot be allowed to be the last possession. They can still get a first down rather easily. It's a four-man rush. Pakulak, corner of the end zone. What a grab! Touchdown, Georgia! Unbelievable pass and catch. Steven St. John, their second tight end, as Pakulak lobbed it up over Andre Adeyemi. And now for the two. Wait, it's going to be challenged automatically. That looked pretty legit to me, unless his feet were on the end line. But no, I think no need to review this one. That is just an incredible play. I can't believe that ball. So will a field goal give us the lead or just tie things? Pakulak stacks the right side. They throw. There's the hit. And it's only a 1-point game. 1:50 remaining, guys. And here is the biggest spot of the year. We're going to take this from the 25. Looking for at least 3. We have all 3 timeouts. We only need a field goal, so we still can run the ball. But the box is stacked on first down. Best drives ahead to get 3. We hurry up. Sprint pass to the right. Getting on the move. Wow, gotta throw it away. No, he stepped out. No. I thought with the good release we were going to get Coates, and then all of a sudden, like, he slows up going around that linebacker. And, yep, just stepped out. Wanted to roll out and get that to Best, ideally. Or have a chance to just get out of the pocket and make something happen. Man, 3rd down and 16. This is not good. Back to pass. Rolling left. The pass is off the hands of Coates, and it's suddenly 4th down. I've put us in a pretty impossible spot on 4th and 16. If we fail, we have all of our timeouts. Oh, give me a free play. I don't want 4th and 11 as bad, but I guess we'll get it. All right. Are they going to send pressure? 4th down and 11. They do bring it. Rolling. Gotta make a play, and it doesn't get there. They're just so fast. 71 there. He's an interior guy even. And we don't have the speed to, like, get out here and get what we need. Unless I throw it a little bit earlier. All right. Angulo straight ahead. This is not good, but it's an 8-yard pickup. And a first down would end the game. It's a run. Dallas Brown is there. Will they be willing to throw it on 3rd and 2? They will! Cut! Georgia gets it. They beat Adeyemi for the go-ahead touchdown and on the game-winning play. That wasn't good enough. Georgia was better, and they are the SEC Conference champions. 19-18. We had a couple turnovers. Ran out of bounds to set up 3rd and a mile against a defense that had given up nothing downfield the entire game. And they ended up getting that last touchdown possession. Pakulak with an amazing pass to the corner of the end zone. Adeyemi had a better chance to make that play than that final one. For us, it's our second loss of the season. And now we hope that we make it into the playoffs and have a chance to go on a run. Very evenly played game. Ultimately, Georgia was more efficient offensively, better on third down, and won the turnover battle. Usually that leads to more than a 1-point win. Pakulak, 283 yards, protected the football, high completion percentage. Not much from their running game. They're able to do all this with a high volume passing attack. Ogletree, 17 for 27, 141 with the interception. We ran it 16 times with Best, 10 times with Ogletree. Few of those had to have been sacks. 9 with Ruggins, and Shembo had 1 to go for a rush. Best got a lot of touches in this game because he also ended up catching 6 passes. So 22 touches. Shembo, 5 catches, 4 for Madden with a couple drops, 2 catches for Agood. We did not get the ball to Sean Coates. Yeah, that loss stinks. At least our season isn't over, but that is not going to be good enough. What? Are you serious? I can't believe it just did that. I've never had that happen before. I did have to install a small update before playing the game today. I don't know if that could have anything to do with it, but it's never done that before. So we're going to force the Georgia win. Old Dominion quarterback Jaden Howden has won the Heisman Trophy this year with 40 touchdowns and nearly 5,000 passing yards. Akeem Madden is a 2-time John Mackey Award-winning tight end. And Kenneth Agood has won the Jet Award, the Return Man Award. And it looks like they've got us matched up in the first round with the Texas Longhorns. So the game is going to recognize the conference championship game not being a 1-point loss, but a blowout win for Georgia. We got 1 touchdown and a pick here for Gerald Ogletree. Bad completion percentage. Ron Best, 1 touchdown. And then Akeem Madden ended up with a touchdown. I can't believe it crashed there. I'll have to go into another dynasty and see if I can get in and out of games cleanly or not. But it's advanced us now to the college football playoff, and we take on the Texas Longhorns. Definitely a tougher round 1 matchup than we saw a year ago. And here is the CFP bracket with Georgia and Alabama getting byes. Notre Dame and Ole Miss also get byes. So Alabama missed out on the conference title, but they still got a first round bye. We get Texas. You got UConn and San Jose State. That matchup is pretty surprising. And then you've got Memphis and Clemson. Memphis is in the college football playoff. Ohio State and Oregon, representing the Big Ten, are in. So no Big Ten team got a bye. And actually, wait a minute. 3 SEC teams got a bye, and then the independent Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Weird bracket this year. It is annoying that now the stats aren't perfectly accurate and that we've got, an inaccurate entire game now in here. But here's where the numbers are as we have wrapped up the conference championship and the regular season. And now we're competing in the college football playoff again. Really hope we still have a good chance to go on a run. I mean, we weren't far from being able to win this game today. It's got to be a little better, though. Can't do what we did and expect to win. So Texas is a 94 overall. Another great secondary and another great linebacker core. And they might have a couple more standouts in the D-line as well. Kind of like the look of their defense on the surface a little bit more than the offense. Texas is partially the reason we got to play in the SEC title game. And now we're going to face off round 1 coming your way next time and the grind begins to try and make it to the college football playoff. Thank you all for watching today's video. Before I wrap up, I would like to check out the early National Signing Day just to see some dev traits, as we did get Jeremiah Virgin to commit. He will have impact development. We actually lost on cornerback Richard Bowles. He also will have actually normal development. So we'll remove him from the board. Tyler Ian Badejo ends up going Georgia Tech. He had impact. And now all the players in our class. Impact on Miguel Trevino. We've got elite on Carlos Cash, the number 2 player in the country at left tackle. Star on Matthias Coker. Really big additions to the offensive line. Impact for Teron Hobson. Impact on DJ McElroy. Eric Corbett. Star for Tremaine Williams. Impact Ben Lamons. Normal for Chet Gradkowski. Normal on Sam Tutupu. The safeties just never seem to have a good dev trait for us. But that'll do it for this episode. We have made it back to the postseason to try and finish what we could not a year ago. The road to the championship will be more difficult this season, and if we beat Texas, we will have a rematch with the Georgia Bulldogs waiting for us. So thank you for watching. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments section, and I will catch you in the playoffs yet again here with Arkansas State. Thanks for watching.